And you're going to come onto your side. We're going to be comfortable for this, right? So if you want like a pillow under your head, if you want to put your roller under your head, because we're going to just be in this side lying position for a second. So I'm on my right side. We're going to be releasing this top leg, the left leg. You can start whichever one you want, but you're going to put the block on the floor, the ball on top of it, your leg on top of that. So if you have a softer ball, it's okay to be kind of right close down on this knee joint, like actually kind of on the joint line. If you have a harder ball, I don't want you to necessarily roll right over the joint line. There's just not as much like muscle, meaty tissue there, so it can get irritated. So just be cognizant of that, right? The softer ball is okay, or maybe if you put like a towel over the other ball. And then we're just going to slowly make our way up this whole inner line, our adductors, right? So just let the ball sink in. You might have to just kind of adjust sometimes. You can internally, externally rotate, so I can lift and lower my heel. I can bend and straighten. Again, just like when we do all of our releases, you're just sort of feeling into it. You're looking for the tension. You kind of find a spot. Maybe you just hang out there and breathe. Always obeying our rules, right? You should always be able to breathe into it, relax into it. And even if it's intense and you hang out there, it should lessen in intensity. So the knee is very, very, very much about balance, right? Being balanced, mobility and stability. Everywhere in our body is, but the knee especially is just kind of sensitive to imbalance, right? When it's the least bit off, when things get, out of whack, it's kind of wreaks havoc. I think because it's a weight-bearing joint, because it's this pivotal, place in our body that we load so often and use so much. So go easy with this. If this is really intense for you, or if this feels like, ooh, just baby steps. Maybe you don't do quite as much as we're going to do in this class. Maybe you just start really slow with just a couple of minutes and see how it sits. Because it will respond. This is deep tissue. Like I keep reminding you, this is real. This is very, very effective. This is like if you were to go to a therapist and they really get in here and release this tissue. So just go easy. And we're going to slowly make our way all the way up to our groin. We're working all the way up into these adductors. So just kind of slowly make your way. You can move the block around. Again, you're just checking in. I'm kind of going crisscross against the muscles. You can go the length of the muscle back and forth. Can bend and straighten my knee. I'm remembering to breathe, remembering to try to soften into it. If I find a good spot and I want to just kind of hang out there and breathe into it. Again, if it feels like you want to put something under your head, I want you to relax into this, right? Not be tensing up other places in your body. Working your way. So again, check in with the whole thing, but then spend your time where you need to. And if we get to the end and it feels like you want to keep going and you want to release more, just hit pause on this. Do a little bit more. It's the nice thing about the self-paced. So I think I mentioned when we were doing some of the pelvis stuff, low back and psoas, this zone is very connected fascially. I mean, again, it's all connected, but this adductor group really plays a big role, comes up and, into our pelvic floor, into our pelvis, stability of our hips. So this can be a really big, a big player if you have stuff happening in your pelvis as well, in your hip and your low back. Check in with these. Usually it'll be maybe more of this proximal adductor, so higher up towards your pelvis, maybe a little bit more than further down by your knee, but you never know. The whole length of it can be playing into things. So maybe be working your way up towards the top part of those adductors. Breathing. Again, you can bend and straighten your knee. You can internally, externally rotate. So maybe I'm taking that heel up or down. So just kind of moving through things, right? We'll take another minute or so, a couple minutes on this side. And like I said, if you need more time, just pause this video. But this is kind of a good place to, a good amount of time to just have it be a good starting place. Sometimes when we finally are able to get into a spot that we felt like we've wanted to release for so long, it's tempting to just want to dig and dig and dig and hang out there. But remember, it's like an onion, and it's been layering and layering and layering, depending on how long it's been going on. If it hasn't, if it's only been a couple of weeks and you're just releasing something that just got tight, it might release fully. But if this is something that's chronic and it's been going on for years, it's going to take time. You're not going to get this to release and let go and unwind in one session. So just know that you're just going to kind of chip away at it. You do a little bit, you let your body integrate what you just did, and then you come back to it. Last couple of breaths, and then we're going to switch to the other side.